And it's probably going to be Shun looking to take over this game.
Yeah. Generally, Lucian in your game, it means the entire game plan revolves around what the limits Shun is able to reach.
With 2 enchanters, essentially, and 2 tanks. So it is likely going to be the Shun show.
Yeah. Runes, all fairly standard and normal. Is going to be unflinching for this Cassante. I think we've done a little bit of trolling. That rune feels abysmal these days.
Oh, extra.
It gives you, like, early game, level 1, it gives you 2 armor and magic resist, while CC'd in for 2 seconds afterwards. 2.
Do the slows count?
From
Udyr? Maybe.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. If so, maybe that's a better item. I mean, Revitalize always feels good with second wind. You also have a shield.
Yeah, and I mean, it'll be permanently proccing against Udyr.
Yeah.
See how Rest does.
I mean, he's never going to be winning this lane, RJ.
Yeah.
Doing some hunting. Not doing the driver tech where he invades bot side and loses the game solo to Riven.
Yeah, Karsa, probably our most intelligent jungler in terms of these rough early games that he has to, navigate. He seems to always find a way, even on the Poppy. Just managed to, with 3 losing lanes, keep up in farm for most of the early game, not really lose out, not get outpaced, match the ganks of Junjia on the Grave. So we'll see how he does it in this early game.
Zeri Lulu going to have push here early on in the bot lane. Probably will remain like this for the most part. We'll see what Betty builds. I suspect we might be seeing a Static Shiv come through.
Yeah.
Hopefully Static Shiv into IE tends to be the higher damage build. There is a little bit more safety in Static Shiv into Navori.
So Junjia actually nowhere near top lane at the moment. Maybe trying to fake them out with a play onto the bot side. Pretty interesting. I mean, there are no camps up here for Karsa. So Junjia is in for a Rude Awakening. Does get a Gromp, and Karsa's probably not going to be able to trade any camps on PSG's bot side just because there's an Udyr who will very happily drop waves to just beat up the Zen.
Karsa's coming. Jinji has already heisted himself a Gromp.
Yeah, is spotted on this ward too. I think the Zen would win this 1v1, but Junjia
It's not going to be 1v1 though. Junjia going to be able to find that Vault Breaker. Gory does have flash available for himself, but maybe too little too late. It's Junjia. Strikes first in game number 2.
Yeah, well played by Junjia. He finds such a small opening. Karsa was on his way to the mid lane.
Betty. Betty is a drifter. He's found his way here onto Karsa. Going to have to force out that flash. It's going to go back in now as Gory does return to the fight, but Karsa's so low. He'll forced out of a sword out as Betty now the target. Betty getting low himself. Does have to pop that barrier. Shun now in front of everyone, and a nice laser beam from Betty is going to slow down those members of CFO and maybe let them live. Maple might be forced to flash here as is going to use that Unraveled Earth and does flash away. So nobody going down in that later exchange, but still was the first blood picked up from Junjia.
Yeah, CFO lose all 4 flashes. Both their bot lanes having to flash out of a shove from Maple. Otherwise, he was hitting a 2-man shove onto the bot lane of CFO.
Rest does have the 2 bickies, so he should be able to get this wave in. Does have to be careful though at this stage of the game. It is possible for this Udyr to run you down.
So Gory is hovering towards his jungler here, but he doesn't realize that Junjia somehow snuck in between him and his jungler and just gets picked up pretty cleanly. And him TPing back here makes CFO want to go for this fight. Really nice angle here from Betty, just straight onto Karsa. They know they've got a numbers advantage, at least for now. And I mean, eventually the Karma does show up, but at this point, Karsa is too chunked out to contribute to this fight at all. Lucian at this point in the game not doing any damage, really. And yeah, there's the double flash out of the shove. And yeah, advantage PSG. Maple does have to blow his flash in the end here.
Oh, that was close. I think he still lives, but... yeah, I mean, things going well early on here for PSG in game number 2.
Yeah, look at the bot CS.
Oh my giddy aunt.
Yeah, pretty depressing if you're the Lucian, who, you know, if you can go even in these lanes and come online, you can put a lot of pressure onto the Zeri Lulu. Shun gonna be down a lot of gold now.
Shun is definitely down a lot of gold.
Right spot for CFO is Rest has managed to just stay even in the lane. Junjia focusing more on the bot side.
What's kind of blowing my mind
What?
is that against almost every team, including the bottom teams, PSG struggled to get a single dragon. And against CFO,
Maple.
they're looking to get their first one. Maple not got flash. He's going to be taking out that tether, going to confirm the kill. Now it's going to come down to a smite fight. It's also a 4v5. It's going to be Junjia who picks up at least the dragon. Vault Breaker, only just narrowly getting him across that wall and back to safety. Maple was the loss there in that fight, but again, they do get the dragon, so it's not for naught.
Yeah, you're okay with losing one for the dragon. Maple with no flash. Kind of easy pickings for the Karma and the Xin. So we'll see what happens to him here. Karsa just sneaks into this bush and gets, onto Maple once he's onto him. Not much you can do. Maybe hitting him in the wrong direction doesn't ultimately matter because Gory cleans him up. And PSG's bot lane with priority too. Should have meant it was probably going to be a free dragon, but nice play from CFO to find a kill at least.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Oh, Karma is so broken.
Yeah, very unreasonable champ, and this damage isn't going to fall off for a long time.
It doesn't even really fall off. That's the crazy part.
Yeah.
It falls off in terms of if you're hitting Udyr, but you're not really looking to hit Udyr, and even then, it actually does just still do insane amounts of damage.
Yeah. And can essentially later in the game just have no cooldown on the Mantra Q.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's like if you land your Q, your Mantra Q, and then you W someone, it's pretty much just back up.
Yeah. So, Aja picking up some plates might be in trouble here.
This is awfully dangerous. I mean, he does pop the Ghost. Rest not using his. Does use the All-Out, though, and I think now there just isn't any kill pressure anymore for Rest.
Yeah,
so
I'm surprised he didn't Ghost to try and pick that kill up. Maybe just not sure where Junjia is, decides to just take the free summoner.
Yeah, I think, honestly, RG might just get away because of the bear stance. Trade down, bot polymorph comes in, as Shun does look aggressively, but honestly, not that much damage really found. A bit of gold picked up for first strike for sure, but PSG aren't going to feel too bad about that.
Yeah, Shun so far with Ignite in this lane, by the way. I mean, he's going to have a lot more kill pressure at 6. Betty is first to 6, though.
Yeah, see if the lightning crash plays any important part of these light skirmishes we're having down the bot lane.
Yeah, Junjia on his way.
Is the Vi lots easier to gank on than the Graves is?
Yeah, and this Vi was banned away from him. We're kind of seeing why. Already off to a pretty good start.
How pointless is banning 580 carries?
Yeah.
Against an 80 carry player that's played for years and years.
We'll see how much impact Betty can have on the Zeri.
Yes, I feel like there's no threat on him at all.
Oh, Shun once he gets some items going.
Yeah, polymorph comes through. There is the Breath of Life available here for Sword Art, but he is 0 mana, so
yeah.
I don't think he has the mana to be able to press that button. And
crushing this lane, PSG.
Yeah.
You know, it is a bit of a bad look when you've banned so many ADCs.
Okay, Junjia once again around this mid lane. He's going to be able to spot out Karsa, I believe. Gory, though, he's getting baited in by how close Karsa is, despite Junjia actually being between the two of them.
No shove on Maple.
Yeah, Gory does get the flash burnt, and now Junjia found his way there onto Karsa. He finds the stun because of that unraveled ground, and Lightning Crash comes through, but it's ultimately going to be Maple who picks up at least that kill. We'll see if anything else comes through, as Gory does have to run away. But we'll turn back around. Unfortunate, Betty loses his flash to try to pick up that kill. Maple does get it, but ultimately still on a carry. Doesn't feel too bad.
Yeah. Yeah, Maple will be appreciating the gold. And it looked like it could have been a good play for CFO, but PSG's bot lane decide to use their priority.
Shove lands, Unraveled Earth. This should just be the solo bolo. He doesn't have the mantra. Q misses, but will eventually get that kill. So Maple just finishing the work from Junjia's presence in the mid lane and making sure that he's putting it to good use.
Yeah, Gory's, or Maple rather, has looked really good every time he plays this Talia, showing why he's just willing to blind pick it. So the shove is used here by Maple, and it makes Gory play a lot more aggressively than he normally would if the shove was just available. Ends up losing his flash just because Maple shoves the wave, essentially. And then here it looks like you should be winning this 2v2 as CFO, but with bot lane coming up for PSG, there's no hope.
Oh, helped out with the damage, I suppose.
Yeah. I mean, maybe Xin walks out there. It's a bit of a stretch.
But he should be very close now to what is almost certainly a static shiv. I don't really see any reason to be going for the... What's that item called?
Storm Razor?
That's it.
Definitely going to be the Storm Razor for Shun, though.
Yeah. Going to go for that Energizer build.
Yeah, no flash on Betty now. He could be under a lot of pressure. As I say that, though, 5 members of PSG are assembling around this dragon. So, not going to be much opportunity for Shun and Sword Art to punish Betty's flash.
Definitely not for the time being. Dragon start up, Dragon taken down to half, and there's not going to be an answer here for CFO. Caster just going to keep trying to get himself some gold, doing the Gromp as we speak. And PSG, they're looking hot, they're looking good. It's exactly what you want to see ahead of going into those playoffs. Of course, they do get a bye. They will be heading through immediately to those playoffs, not having to play in the play-ins against DFM as well as V3. And then, obviously, Antics and Ground Zero from the LCO.
Yeah, Shun's starting to trade really well in the bot lane, though.
While we have a little bit of downtime, just like to remind everyone that after either this game or if we do go to a game 3, we will have a draw ceremony where we do get to find out who each team will be up against. Of course, in that draw is going to be both DFM, V3, and then Ground Zero Antics alongside will be Frank, Beyond, J-Team, and DFM. So do stick around to watch that after the games are done. Hollow Radiance first here for Cassandra.
Yeah.
Not something we often see. I mean, it was this patch that Kainic Recurn did get nerfed, but generally, it is just a Kainic Recurn rush. You are also against just a lot of magic damage anyway, so the 80 magic resist provided by that item does feel very good. Obviously, Talia, Zeri, Lulu, as well as Udyr, all doing substantial amounts of magic damage. Junjie getting himself away.
Yeah. I mean, PSG managed to grab the grubs, and all 5 members of CFO are here. PSG just get out of there. Making out like bandits. So, actually an item advantage in the bot lane for Sword Art. Means this 2v2 is a little bit scary.
Yeah, but I feel like you've got such an advantage mid, jungle. I mean, jungle's actually not that much of an advantage. But then just the power that you get through Udyr if he does choose to come to what likely will be a Rift Herald fight before the Dragon fight. Betty, though, he's getting awfully confident.
There's no flash.
Cops a lot of damage here. Does manage to survive. Wild Growth, heal, as well as Barrier are still available. And Junji is now down here. Weaver's Wall coming out too. Unraveled Earth should come through. Jun's not going to have anywhere to go. Breath of Light does get pressed here, as well as no ultimates now for Eva bot laner. Through will come Rest. He's found the all-out. It's going to be onto the perfect target in that Maple, but Maple's got the flash, gets himself away, and now Rest. He has pushed all of his buttons, all these big cooldowns, and doesn't find anything really outside of that flash from Talia. And somehow, through all that, nobody is taken out.
Yeah, I'm amazed that gank didn't work for PSG. It looked pretty doomed. Junjie could just push ult on someone, and Maple follows it up, but well played by CFO's bot lane. They somehow get out there. Rest burns Maple's flash and gets the TP out of the Udyr as well. So, a small win for CFO. You probably wanted to get a kill with while Zeri's flash was down, but you know, they survive a 4-man in the bot lane anyway, so doing okay. And I think we're starting to see a little bit the difference in power between the Zeri and the Lucian. Just in these 2v2s at least. In team fights, maybe Zeri able to do a little more.
Yeah, you do have to play somewhat around it, but I agree. I think, honestly, in team fights, Shun has one hell of a job ahead of him, trying to avoid Junjie pressing R and followed by a stun. A shove, rather.
Yeah, we were talking about how it's going to be the Shun show. Vi, a very good champion to have when the enemy team is essentially bringing one threat.
Yeah, it makes your choices very easy, doesn't it? Now, I mean, we are going to have a little bit of a lull period. 1 minute now until this dragon will spawn. It'll be third dragon for PSG if they are to claim it. Of course, CFO not likely to roll over and give it up because they are still trying to keep their chances in this game alive and chances in the series. Maple and Betty leading the gold. Maple well and truly leading.
Yeah, Maple picking up a bunch of kills in those mid-fights. Decent CS lead. Don't think he got any plates anywhere.
I'm not sure.
So, yeah, as you said, this is going to be a very big fight for CFO. The game becomes much harder if you give PSG 3 dragons here. No TPs on either top laners. And Aj is going to be pretty late to this, honestly. Yeah, so is the bot lane of PSG.
I think that's okay as Udyr. Maple going to hit this tower. He might actually be in trouble. Everyone is collapsing down onto him.
Does have ulti.
Weaver's wall. He's going to get stopped.
Oh.
Fantastically well played by Casa. Great timing. Shove comes through. Does have phase rush. He's going to proc it, but he's kind of in the middle of nowhere. In the meantime, though, it is going to be only those two bot laners out of CFO, Shun and Swordart, trying to define the mid lane, and Rift Hero being popped means this tower is not going to have a whole lot of health. In fact, this is taken down, so great response here from PSG as this 4v2 with Arja just strolling on into the tower. Looks to be one in favor of the side of PSG, and now Maple is dead. Teleport coming through. This is going to be Gory on the Karma, and now you have to be really concerned because Rest does have all out. Betty's getting very low. Wildgrove comes through, securing that he has a little bit more health. Arja, he is the focus. Junjie turning it around though, finding a lot of damage here onto Gory, and nobody going down despite so many abilities used. And Maple now is going to be respawning. Teleport very close to being up. We'll see if PSG want to continue on and look for this dragon. Junjie, importantly, does have R and does have a lot of health, as does Betty still. No ultimates though available here for the Lulu. Does have heal, and Lightning Crash does remain up for Betty, the most important ability that this Zeri can possibly have.
Yeah, Karsa used his flash in that fight as well, so going to be hard to get onto
found his way, but he's found his way onto Rest. Definitely not the target you want. We're looking for some way. All out coming through. This might not be what you want. In fact, it does look like it is. Junjie get it to flash away. He'll use there by Woody. Archie, though, he's on the back line. He has his perfect way onto either of these carries. Sword Art as well, an option, and Red Team will slay it. That's Casa confirming it with the smite. Betty running forward, trying to find something. Damage is coming through, but nobody's going down, and Betty's now the target. Forward will go Shun, but he doesn't have the damage either, as Maple lets him live on just a sliver of HP. It's CFO picking up the dragon.
Maple's not done.
Yeah, Maple's still looking for more. He's not going to be able to find it. CFO, though, they keep their Holtz alive. They are able to find a kill after killing off Maple in the bot lane, and the Dragon 2 to extend this game for at least another 5 minutes.
Yeah, and it's about as stressful as it can be if you're a CFO fan, as it essentially comes down to a flip for the Dragon, and then PSG try to pincer CFO. Somehow, everyone on CFO survives, and they pick up a kill onto Junjie while they're at it. Do pick up the red and a mid-wave on their way out. So it's Aja with a flank here, and then this is such a nice play from Res. It looks like Junjie is just going to blast cone out, but gets interrupted on the blast cone and forced to flash away. Very low HP now. Means that it's very hard for him to ever try steal here. He's essentially suiciding if he tries to steal. Karsa with a perfect smite there, and Aja comes in, but not super threatening. And it looks like Shun is maybe going to be able to clean up in this fight here, but he does unfortunately dash on the Shattered Earth and can't quite finish off Betty. And Rest landed a 2-man Cassante knock-up in the middle of that fight, by the way, onto the very low Junjie. Forces him to ult in and die, and I think that was the only kill of the fight. These teams, you see how evenly matched these teams are. Such long team fights, and just one person goes down. Multiple people on, you know, double-digit HP.
Close indeed. It's starting to get scary, though. I think CFO keeping this game alive, but do they outscale? I kind of don't think they do. I mean, Zeri, very close now for having that Infinity Edge online.
Yeah, there's an Udyr on his team, though.
Yeah.
You hate to be scaling with an Udyr on your team.
That is true, but they don't have the best tank shred. Lucian certainly
not great,
doesn't want to be hitting the Udyr almost ever.
Yeah, same with Karma. And you saw in that mid-fight before the Dragon, Karsa actually flashes onto Aja to knock him up, but there's just no damage to follow up on the Udyr. You know, the solution hasn't exactly snowballed.
Betty looking aggressive, actually dashing forward, but Culling is the answer. What, are you going to have to block something? You're not going to! Magic Q comes out, they're able to find one. Weaver's Wall in response. Karsa likely to be taken out by that tower. In fact, he's not, but Maple will find it on the back end. Teleport coming in here for both top laners, as Maple going to be looked at forward. Will go Shun, but Junji is able to turn it around. Rest with the all-out, but he's not going to be able to find anything. Arja, though, he's full HP. Shun's low. There is no ultimate available for Sword Art, and somehow the play that starts with Betty kind of running it down results in a 2 for 2.
I mean, you kind of saw the champ diff in that mid lane fight. Betty dashes onto the Lucian and pretty much just gets one-tapped. They're able to follow up with Gory on the Karma. But then somehow PSG pull off a miracle under their mid lane tower. Yeah, you're dreaming. You're Zeri. It's on current patch. This never is going to go too well for the Zeri. And Karsa just gets stun-locked under this tower for so long. Does eventually go down. It looks like Shun could maybe kill Junjia, but can't quite do it, and they just look for too much here. Baited in by the Seraphs. We've seen that a couple times. The Seraph shield is massive, especially at this point in the game.
For sure, and a very close battle indeed here between these two. Leandri's now picked up from Maple, so even more damage onto this Cassante.
Yeah, who's looking very tanky himself.
He is.
Rest having a much better game on the Cassante.
Somehow doing the most damage that fight. Karma's balanced champion. 400 damage from Betty. You were the one aggressing, and what you want to see.
Yeah, I mean, these fights are not even close. Maybe with the IE, maybe with the rapid fire versus an IE, you're going to see more damage out of the Zeri.
It's honestly just hard to auto-attack the Lucian and Zeri. Obviously, your auto-attack is just a skill shot.
Yeah, very mobile with the dashes and just a bunch of move speed too.
Yeah, and Milio just making him even more mobile.
So Dragon coming up in 20 seconds. It looks like PSG have position on this one.
Yeah, seem to. Arja as well. He's in a good position. Obviously continuing to keep that lane priority up against the Cassante. Even finding a little bit of damage, but not really that impressive. Oh, comes out and we found Shun. Weaver's Wall as well, but he's not able to land the seismic shove onto this Lucian. Woody gonna have to flash to get himself over the other side of Maple's ult. Junjia as well, flashing away. Wild Growth does come out. Gory awfully far forward, but it's Betty who's going to be aggressed on, and Betty who's going to be taken out now. Maple, the next one, all out comes through. Junjia is just going to have to dash away, and Maple somehow living, Rest letting him survive. Jun will eventually flash forward and confirm that kill. Junjia as well will be fouled. Rest picking up that one on this Cassante, and now I was thinking the Dragon might be picked up with so many dead. It is going to be this Baron, and CFO, they are looking to fight back in this series. They're down gold, but with the Baron buff getting picked up, they should be up it.
Aja is just full HP in the bot lane, by the way. I think what happened on that engage that Maple tried to follow up on is Shun actually gets stunned on top of the Weaver's Wall, and the Weaver's Wall comes in and displaces him off of the Talia W. As Aja's actually taking a lot of damage to Gory here. Probably not dead though. Just because it's Udyr, he'll somehow live here.
No, he's not gonna. Shield! Woody not able to make it.
Woody's so close to getting to him.
Okay, we do have teleports coming through to this Dragon though, so Baron picked up. It was extremely slow.
So we're gonna see what happens to Shun here. He does get ulted by Junjia, and I thought he was just dead for sure here, but I think he is just displaced slightly by the Talia ulti, and watch Shun for the rest of this fight now. Just free reign. Pretty much just the Talia shove he has to worry about, and he does an amazing job of dodging it. Nice play by Karsa to get onto Zeri.
I did think somehow Maple was going to live here.
Yeah, Shun does actually have to blow his flash. He dodges everything on his way out, but yeah, can't outplay the flash. Look how much damage Maple did.
Yeah, it's a bit of a 1v9.
Yeah, Talia is not the type of champ you're expecting that from. To do as much damage as the enemy mid and AD.
Yeah, combined.
And then Karsa topping damage on his team, making Xin look very broken with just a frozen heart and a sundered sky.
Okay, Betty, he is up in CS, but feels a whole lot weaker than this Lucian does right now. They did pick up the Dragon while we were watching that replay, so they are now on Soul Point, a certain win condition. Rest, he has found himself in a position that oftentimes the Santes do like to find themselves in.
Yeah, it's actually CFO with probably pressure on them to do something with this Baron because they've traded it for Soul Point on the other side. They will get a big injection of gold as long as they can pick up some turrets with this Baron buff. Now 5v5 usually isn't ideally the way to use this Baron, but with so much engage from PSG, with the Talia Vi, I think Talia Vi Udyr is the exact combo we saw them play against Frank as well. It's just so scary to try to split up at all to pressure multiple lanes, as you will be getting engaged on.
And eventually, this Zeri will do damage. Maybe we're there if she gets time to, but hasn't found any time yet.
It doesn't feel like it.
Yeah.
There's not even like all that much pressure on tours. It's just like Karsa flashing onto her.
Yeah,
to kill her in that last fight.
Follow up on that, but yeah.
Yeah, and Shun just does more damage. I mean, the champion diff between these champs is obscene. I mean, understandable. This shouldn't be a game Betty has to carry ever when there are 5 ADC bans coming out from CFO.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, we're sieging now on the top side, but not really feeling confident enough to do anything with it. I mean, Lucian, one of his biggest downfalls is his range and his inability really to look for these sieges. He really does like trading aggressively on mid waves and then looking for fights. Cullings as well, trying to chunk out people.
Yeah, you may just have to play for next Dragon if you're CFO. It doesn't look like they're getting all that much done with this Baron buff. Is a bit of a 3k gold swing, never the worse, as they're now in the lead. In terms of gold anyway, I mean, these Dragons count for something though.
Yeah, the pressure it gives you is immense.
Yeah.
We'll see, does Maple have Crip Bloom? He does, so 3 items now completed for Maple. It is looking like Karma here, the Gory, going for the Rabadons.
Yeah, I like this Karma build.
Extremely strong.
Yeah, this is a cool Karma build.
Yeah, this is, I mean, just objectively correct, I think. Shun has LDR now, so doing a bit more damage to this Udyr. And oh my god, get out of there, PSG. Oh my god, nuclear bombs are being dropped, and they're being dropped here by Gory on this Karma, the 3-item Karma. Certainly looking like a force to be reckoned with, as Maple is once again going to be losing his flash. Now maybe they find RJ and stop his back, and they will, but
Gory does use his flash there. They don't end up picking up a kill, and there's still Dragon in a minute. He might be missing that come Dragon.
they might actually lose this tower here, as Shun is having the freedom to auto-attack it there, being that all of PSG were taken so low, and now CFO without some massive misplay here or a potential steal coming through from Jinjia, they feel like they should have complete control over this river and be able to deny any real chances at this 4th and final Dragon for PSG.
Yeah, especially if walking in blind to this Dragon where there's a Karma just throwing bombs at you is going to be pretty scary. As you saw, just one Mantra Q landing means the fight is over. There is no hope of fighting if you're PSG.
Especially onto 3 members.
Yeah. Gory flashes to follow it up, doesn't quite have the damage to, or the follow-up really to finish anyone off. So he will be missing his flash, so will Maple.
Very scary up against a Vi. You can just choose to go on the Karma if it's becoming that much of a problem, and it might just be.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to worry about Shun, though.
Yeah, for sure. Teleport coming through. This is going to be Rest. Does have his Jux show completed now.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Rest decides to play these fights, because to me it feels like he should just be on Maple. Every fight.
Gia charging up the Vault Breaker. See what PSG chooses to
There's the
do.
Mantra
There
Q.
comes that Mantra Q. It lands onto Betty. Shun is getting aggressive, but not able to find that empowered auto attack onto this Zerion. Now, it is going to be this Dragon started up here for the side of CFO. PSG not able to delay long enough to threaten the Baron, and so it should just be a free Dragon. Second of the game now for CFO.
Yeah, and this is the advantage of having 3 dragons. You kind of fish around for an engage. It doesn't quite go your way. They are going to commit heavily to the dragon just to make sure they're denying you the soul. You get some Baron vision. You get 2 lanes shoved in. As Aja should be fine. CFO looking pretty aggressively down mid right now.
Yeah, RG does now. I mean, sorry, not RG.
Junjia is deep on a flank.
Oh, he is. Oh, okay. PSG, they're not one to roll over and give up. We see it time and time again. Junji has certainly found his way into the back line. Weaver's wall, but they're not able to find the ult. They find it, but it's on Tagori. No flash, remember. He is going to get seismic shots, and we are all piling onto this Karma, who's not going down. In fact, going to get the Crypt Bloom off. Betty, he's trying to find the damage. Shun is going to find the damage. It's a double kill now as he looks for more. Triple kill. Can he potentially look for the pets? And the Tofu strikes will land. Maple going to be going down, but it's not the Quadra. It's going to be Rest picking up kill number 4. And with Woody the last man standing, it looks to me like we're going to game number 3.
Yeah, CFO running away from the Weaver's wall there makes Junjia really hesitate with his ult, because without Maple near him, there's no one to follow up on his engage. And yeah, it looked like Betty was maybe free hitting that fight, able to do something, but I think the Zeri champ looks way too weak to carry a fight in that situation.
Yeah, Nexus Tower number 1 going down. It should be Nexus Tower number 2. Junjia is spawning. Betty's spawning very soon, but no ults and not really any hope now. Nexus Tower number 2. Junjia actually going to Volt Break the opposite direction, and Shun is just continuously hitting this Nexus. It will go down. 32 minutes is what it takes, but it is going to be a game number 3 here between CFO and PSG.